What's up guys, today I decided to show you another DRACOTAIL deck profile. I made a couple of changes to the last. I played two OTS championships with it. Um, the one last week I played with the deck profile you already saw. It went pretty well. With Deathless I went 5-1, and with this one that I showed you today I went 3-1-1. The draws on me, I could have won to be honest. So in general I'm like 8-1, and die rolls I'm 1-9, so I only won 1. So this deck is pretty good going second. I was even thinking of trying a going second list to finally win some die rolls, lol. Um, and yeah, I'll just show you my list. This time I will show side deck by the way as well. I don't know if it's like mandatory or change it every day, so yeah, all just standard 3-5 mana. All the names, like the best names on 3. Those are your starter. This is a hand trap. This is the best card in the deck still. As I said in the last deck profile, you still play 6 normal summons because you want to draw one of them because you only got 12 starters with 3 Lucius, 3 Mululu, and then 3 spells each. And 5 mana is still a 3 of because it's the best extender and hand trap in the deck. And then for the names I changed, I'll dumped the Orgula and the Pan to 2. Because I decided to rather have names in hand with 5 mana going second than 5 mana with hand traps. It was pretty good. I drew names more often going second, especially those two, which are, if you're going second, like turn 0, you activate 5 mana for Astallion and fuse one monster plus one of this. It's like a double interruption because you can bounce one and pop a spell trap or a monster. And if this gets DD Crowed or like in Malice matchup, you don't care because you got a second one. Or you're just stupid like me and you put both in the graveyard and your opponent just banishes both with White Rabbit. And yeah, for the rest of the DRACOTAIL engines, still 3 Ketu and 3 Rahu. Those cards are still insane going second, didn't change. If you open like one of these names or like one of the dragons in general and like Ketu Rahu, you can obliterate boards. Oh, by the way, I didn't know if I mentioned it. I'm still playing DRACOTAIL K9, not pure DRACOTAIL or stuff like that. And then of course the both traps, the breaks, you still need to play both. Like otherwise you don't have an end board. And if you play blind second version, you can probably side them for going first. Yeah. Then for the K9 part, standard 3 Zuna and 3 Jokul, as well as the Lantern and the Lupus, like last week when I showed you the deck profile. This didn't change at all. At time I was trying out just this, no spells, just this. But I felt like the push with the Lantern you add is just very, very good. So I decided to play that. And then only one case and Chaotic Element. I've cut down the quick spell because I don't want it to play the brick, and also you get one more slot in the extra deck for Nash Knight. And I didn't want it to play a second case, just so that the scenario that I can draw double case doesn't happen. So that if I open both of these, I can just play with both and just not case, which actually came up today. They opened both of them, and it made me play pretty good into that match. Like I just added with case, I added Izuna and then Jokul, and then like played this, and then I normed Lucius, and it was very good. In the extra deck for this engine also like some changes, as you can guess, because the quick spell is gone. And I'm gonna be honest, this engine would have been so much better than it performed for me if you would go first, like sometimes. Like today, when I went first, like the one loss I had, game 1, I opened like 3 Lucius, 1 trap, and 1 like what I think Lantern it was. I don't know, one of these guys. Into full Crystal Canine board I just scooped, and in game 2 I just bricked on elements and then like some stuff post siding and 1 Urgula. But if you're going first, this engine is very good. And going second, if you like play around the fusion lock, you can also push with this, especially like against half boards. This is pretty good. And even if I cut the K9 cards, this card will stay. Like this is an insane turn 0 play you can do, especially if you play Nash Knight. Nash Knight is by far the best Xyz I played. Yeah, then for the hand traps, it's just simple 6 Charmies and 3 Nip. I decided to cut down our hand traps because hand traps in this deck are in general like pretty good because you can just fuse them off and re-add them. But if you have like 5 mana and you want your fusion material, and if you hand trap your opponent, then he sets up the half bolt, you basically lost cards in your hand. So for card economy, it's pretty bad if you want to fusion someone into an Arthelion with Ketu or with 5 mana, but you have no cards in your hand. So I decided to play just Ash Blossom Baits, and like it can give you some draws, and Nib is insane because you can re-edit and like one time I've used it off, grabbed it back in my opponent's turn, and then just nipped, which is like kind of cool. I also did it with 5 mana once, but with nib it's way better. Yeah, then for the extra deck, for the fusion monsters, I think it's the same, just these 6. As I said, you don't need the second Gulamel. I never needed it. Those cards are also good, but the best card in this deck is by far this. Like in the extra deck, in the main deck it's 5 mana. And this can give you so many like cards back. And I summoned this once to bait out other stuff. And this I never summoned because I was always going second, and like it never would be good. Like one scenario I could have summoned it and it would have won me the game on the spot and not like one turn later, which then like because I misplayed in one game versus Christian K9, I needed like one more turn to kill him, and then like he played very very much on his turn, and maybe that's the 5 minutes that I could have had like to make the draw into a win, but I don't care. It's still a good result. 5th place it was today. Last week it was 4th. So one time top 4, one time like 5th place. It's alright. Like I'm still testing this deck out. Like I don't know if Kanan is the best version of it. But I like the Kanan cards. That's why I want to play it. For the Exceed 5 targets, it's Ripper, Nash Knight, and Velon. For Nash Knight, I'm playing the C107 because I don't want it to play like 2 targets for this card. Then I decided to just play 1 because going second you can also go Nash Knight, summon out the Chaos Exceed Nash Knight, and then just summon this. And this is probably the best card without the normal number as a material, because it's just like Kali Yuga-ing your opponent by like all other face-up cards on the field are negated until the end phase, and for the rest of the turn your opponent cannot activate cards on the field and effects. So this card is bonkers going second, but I never summoned it because going second I was always drawing kind of weird, and yeah, but it still worked. The Velon I never summoned today, but last week it was very very good. And the Zeus I made once and it won me the game because Zeus is Zeus. At least today, like last week I made it like 2 or 3 times. Like you go Velen or like any Xyz, like probably one of these because with this detached lupus, you summon one of this, you use the effect, keep the lupus under it, and then on your on your own turn, you can just, if your opponent hasn't like no non-target removal, you just switch it in attack and battle phase and go Zeus, and you auto full board without even like playing a single card. That's what I really like about the K9 package as well. And you can, even if this card is gone because you used it for Nash Knight's effect, you can still go this and then summon Zeus, which is cool. I think it works, right? Or is it like okay? Because like wouldn't like surprise me if this card says like cannot be used as Exceed material or stuff like that, which would be weird because of the other effect. But I don't know. Yeah, and then still these 3, I never summoned it because I never went first in game 1 and game 2 when you get Charmed. Even with Uvulos you can summon those, but it's like if you're going against Malice or something, when you can go Quark and Maradrago, you can go this, but mostly it's not worth it into Charmies. Yeah, then for side deck, this is my lineup for going first, like in general, because it stops Izuna, Charmies, and Izuna, and it's just like you just trade 6 monsters for 6 monsters with the six Charmies. Before, like last week, I was siding Judgments and Talents Called By, which is fine, but I think this is either it's this or 3 Ash and 3 Fenrir. You can decide on yourself. But this card going second is very good in mirror match as well. And versus Yami, this is a breaker as well, so it's fine. Then the one Quackimaro Draco versus Yami. I was siding like this for going first. Because if you summon it, you win obviously. And Ghost Spell, if you're going first, you like never need it. Probably because your board is mostly enough. And then the weird part, 2 Lancea. There was no space for the third one, sorry. And then 3 Phantasmae. This card won me the match versus Malice. We went into time. And I was like, I think I had like 2k life points more than him. And he was trying to go for GWC, gain life points. And I used Phantasma on Splash Mage, and I drew into 5 mana. And the 5 mana was live because I had Pen in my hand and a something like, I think, Fuvalos you can like fusion summon. And yeah, like it won me the game, and this card is good versus, you can side it versus everything. Like it's good. Even versus Yami and Vanquisher you can get draws. And Droll, I never sided it because I never played against Mitsu or Vanquisher, and even against Vanquisher this card feels kind of mid because you just drop it and they just Paradise Smasher you. And like, and even if I side it and I see it and the Charmies resolve, I'll never troll myself, never troll them, because Charmies gives you cards, and in this deck you want cards because cards are good. Yeah, that's already it. I hope you liked the very quick deck profile. If you have any questions for the cards or ratios, just ask me in the comments. In the future, like, I will definitely try out the other builds as well. I already tested the Shadow version, or the like pure handtrap version, if you want to call it like that. But this is the one I have the most fun with. Like, Turn Zero Window is cool, but this is more fun. But yeah, if you have any questions, just ask in the comments. Or if you have like any recommendations for variants or like tech choices in this deck, you can definitely tell me in the comments. And yeah, that's it for today's video. I hope you liked it. See you on the next one. Bye bye.